Okay, we were making, let's do the bottom part of the chimney right now, the ones that we need to kind of cut right. Right, let's do that. Bring this up. Kind of blend that underneath there so there's a little bit of a lip there. Now to make that look a little deeper too, instead of actually cutting everything out, you can do a little V cut right underneath it after you do that. We're going to do that, okay? It gives it the illusion that it's a little deeper than it should be. So there's a little bit of an edge there, okay, that you see now. Of course I'm going to be trimming all this rough stuff off anyway, you know, along with the nose and all that. But you get the idea. And then we're going to bring this down here as well. Make sure you go along with the grain. Okay, so everything looks pretty good. Alright. Alright. And we won't have a butt on him, of course. We'll have this as well. Again, I'm going to notch it here and go across here. Now you can make that little V cut first if you want, and then blend everything else to it. But that way you get rid of all the rough stuff. Because if you don't get rid of that rough stuff, I keep repeating this, it's going to be darker when you paint it. Trust me, it will. It'll look blotchy. And let's go over here and do this one as well. A little tough there, you know, when the grain runs in a different direction. Don't be afraid of trying to cut it. Sometimes if you wet it and you have a real nice sharp knife, you can pretty well go in any direction. But you still have to be very mindful of it. Again, we're going to notch it, put another line, and we're going to put a little V cut right underneath it and make it look a little deeper than it is. And then we're going to blend that in. Okay, there we go. There's what we're looking for. Okay, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to clean it all up. We need to go back to the head, of course. There's more to do there. We're going to put a little bit of a brim on his hat. Okay, just like so. Alright. And then we're going to put his eyes in, of course. That isn't deep enough yet. But I think you get the idea. Now, like I said, you can do it without that, or you can do it with it. It's up to you. I like it with the feet there. I think it adds a little bit of a dimension to it, like his feet are sticking out from underneath it. I'm going to spray this a little bit just to make it a little easier to cut for me, because my knife now, the eyes, I'm going to go back to the eyes, and I'm going to start scooping this out a little further underneath here. Clean that up a little bit. I always like to go back and clean up areas, round off the nose a little bit, you know, right at that corner. Make sure everything's nice and neat. And then scoop this out maybe a little bit more to give that little pudgy nose look to it. I'm all for little pudgy noses. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep digging the eyes out a little further, and we're going to finish up the eyeballs hopefully in this segment. You know, the deeper you have those eyes, I think the nicer they look. Harder to carve, yes, but I think it adds that extra dimension to the face, because then the cheek sticks out a little further when you put those eyes down deep enough. So I'm going to try to undercut behind the nose a little bit, so what that means is taking my knife and following it and then do a little V cut behind the nose. That adds a little dimension to it as well. We're going to round off the nose and get rid of all that markings. I think the noses are really important. You know, that's the first thing people kind of see on a piece, on a face. Along with the eyes, I think all of it complements one another when you do it. And you'll get your own style the more you do this. You know, everybody gets their own style of how to do things. Let me take a look at this here and see if I need to make it a little bit deeper. I do. Let me just scoop this out a little bit more. Alright, now we're going to put the eyeballs in. So, I've been making the eyes kind of long, big. And the reason I do that is because I put an eyelid on the top a lot of times. Let me round this off. It's a little bit sticking out there, a little more than I like it to. Let me see if I can score. Not happy with how flat that's not yet to where I like it to be. Let me rephrase that. It's not as flat as I like it to be. I think I said that. Okay, so we have one eye here that I'm happy with the way that looks. And then we'll try to match that up with this eye over here. Okay. I like it to drape down a little further. Let's bring this down a little bit further. Okay, good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to follow that line down and around. Go from the top and notch that out. Okay, right here in the corner, we're going to make that a little bit deeper as we always do. Notch that out so the eye looks round. And then on the bottom, we're going to just take that hard edge off. Kind of blend that in. Okay, that's one eye. And then we'll go ahead and do the other eye. Here. And we're going to come up here and we're going to come down and around. Now you want to be careful when you take your knife across. You don't want to dig into the hat portion. Okay? Just be mindful of that where the knife is going, because you don't want a lot of marks on your hat because the knife hit it. You know. So here we're going to put a little notch right there at that corner, as I said on the other one. And then we're going to just round that off. I'm going to make that notch a little bit deeper there. That little triangular cut there at the eye, it always makes it look good. Now,